Okay, so I'm here with my mom. I'm in New York, and I promised you guys, that I was going to make a video. So basically, and I know it's old, rehashed memories, but I wanted you guys to understand, and I say it all the time, that I'm not always like this. That it took me a really long time of my positive affirmations every day and reading and keeping myself busy and everything for me to get myself to master my coping skills so I can be who I am. But she's been a witness to this specific house when, after I had my nervous breakdown and I had to move in here, and the attic that's up there, that when my mom divorced my dad and bought a house, she got a house for her and my sister. There are 2 bedrooms behind you, and that's all she needed. Who knew that I was going to get beat up on my ex-boyfriend and that I was going to lose my mind and then need a place to live? So she's basically here just to tell you, and you don't have to go crazy, just to tell you a little bit about what I was like. Like you explaining to them the difference of how I am now, but you don't, I mean, we already know how I am now, more so
how you were.
Right, okay, so we can start basically like, okay, I got beat up on my ex-boyfriend. My father said to me, get out of the house, go by your mom's, and whatever. You guys partly know the story. If you don't, www.jenn.m.aguirre.com. Who's Jen? Read that and you'll hear about how I moved in with her and then everything that happened. But physically, I went to work and then I stopped working and I don't mind, and you know I'm sorry for it. But like you could even tell them some of the ways that I was speaking to you and how I was, and okay, so go.
All right. She was angry at the world, and I think hurting very much inside. And when she came to live with me, it was the hardest time, not because I didn't want her with me, because I love her to death. She just was going through the most difficult time of her life. And she came in crying. I had to move her up in the loft, which was not the greatest place to be. And maybe that was even making her feel worse because she, you know, had a boyfriend and she was living what was kind of considered the normal life. But eventually I started finding out that she was binging. She would run to 7-Eleven or whatever and start bringing bags of food upstairs. I would ask her, what's in the bag? None of your business. You know, she would curse and get really nasty. I tried everything in my power to say the right words because I knew she was going through a difficult time. But eventually I started going, I would throw things out in the garbage and I would find bags of vomit. She would put them in a bag, tie them up, and try to hide them from us. That was the first most devastating thing, which I didn't realize before. And then she just went against everyone. She just kept... First, she wasn't losing so much weight, but eventually she started losing so much weight that at one point, I remember specifically, on Mother's Day, she looked like the Walking Dead. Her face was drawn. She had dark circles under her eyes. My daughter Teresa and I, we were all going out to dinner, and we took one look at her, and we just wanted to cry. We held back. But from that point on, we were determined to do whatever we had to do to save her life, basically. But she was not accepting it. She kept pushing us away, stopped looking at me if she was getting dressed, and you know, if I would make a comment, you know, you're killing yourself. I think she was more determined to do what she wanted to do than she was concerned about her life. So I guess
I just didn't have control of it. I just didn't even know what I was supposed to do. And that's also the reason why I would like verbally abuse her and be so nasty to her, because she
didn't want me.
And this is what I tell people, because people ask me for help all the time. I mean, I even have parents that send me messages on Facebook or email me asking about what to do with their daughter, and I wasn't ready for her help. Right. So she would ask me, and I wasn't ready. And it took like me losing it one day upstairs and realizing that it wasn't always happening more than once in a day. I don't think it ever really happened more than once in a day. Then it started to, and then that's when one day I came downstairs and me and her started making phone calls.
Forget. Yeah, you finally asked for my help. That was the best moment of my life. I mean, even though we had a rough road ahead, and I wasn't sure what was going to work at this point, because I never had this experience before, but when at least she finally came to us and said, "Ma, I need help," that was her reaching out. So I knew from there we might have had a chance. And we did whatever we had to do. We went to the hospital.
Well, we didn't go to the hospital until last. We kept calling all these places. And we called like Philadelphia something that was supposed to be known for eating disorders.
Renfrew.
Yeah. And they were like, it's going to be like $4,000. And I wasn't working. And she can't afford to be sending me to... She didn't have $3,000 to send me there. And I believe they even said to us... Well, that's $3,000 for like the first 2 weeks, and then if you're not better, we need more money or we send you home. And I was like, what the? And then I know, babe, hold on. And then like we just kept calling all these different nurses, and I had no medical insurance either. And I think we even called one of like didn't we call like a nurse off of your?
Yes.
Off of my mom's medical, and that's the one that recommended that we just go to the emergency room, and then. That's it.
She was hospitalized, and that was heartbreaking to see.
And only she knew about it, my cousin Dina, my sister, and then Aunt Marie and Uncle Mike, and that's it?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, my father didn't know, nobody else knew. Hold on, give me a couple more minutes. Come here. And that was it. And then I was there, and then after that...
It was a very rough, stressful... road, and she's a fighter, and that's how she got as far as she did today, because she fought. Some people don't do the fight. She fought, and she struggled, and she analyzed, and she did everything, researched, and did whatever she had to do to get to where she is today, which I am so happy. She's a happy person. She's got a great marriage, a great son that she loves more than anything in the world.
You're totally cheesy right now.
Dimples over there. And I'm so happy for her, even though she's so far away. My main concern was her happiness, and if she's happy, prayer across the other side of the world, that's all that matters to me. And I am so happy that she's happy now, and she's, talks to me better. She still snaps at me from time to time, because that'll never end, because she wants me to be healthy. So if I mess up, she gets on my case.
Jesus Christ, low sodium turkey.
How many times I have to tell you? You can't eat that.
So I just wanted you guys to hear, like, what my mom went through. Like, even, she didn't even mention it, but like banging on the door to try to get upstairs when she could physically hear me. There was a point where you heard me throwing up,
yes.
But I locked the door and she wouldn't. You want to tell them the message that you always tell them?
She was a handful.
But I was insecure. I was self-conscious. Yes. I was just mean and miserable and tired.
Which was understandable with her raising. I I tried to reinforce the positive, but her father was not at all complimentary about anything. He only focused on the negative. He never gave positive reinforcement, so...
And we've spent a lot of time...
hard, because you believe the bad more than you believe the good.
Give me a minute.
And you need like 10, 20 good things to make up for one bad thing that you hear. And in her case, she was hearing 20, 30 bad things before she heard one good thing, which was
not from him.
Not from him.
It's from her trying to make up for it, for the lack of positivity. And that, literally, it's like, there were some things that she told me about today, or yesterday as we were driving over my sister's house, that I didn't even know. Like, she's telling a story about somebody else's life, and about some of the things that my father said to me, and all that, and I can see you at the and I didn't even know any of those things. So the other day when I made a video about how I do this because I don't want to disappoint anybody, because I don't want to have anybody else make me feel the way that I grew up, and I always knew nothing was ever good enough for my dad. You got a 96 on a math test, where are the other 4 points? Literally said that to me. You know, she was telling me about an example that, I was all excited because usually I procrastinated on doing my homework. And the one time I didn't procrastinate, I was doing it on time or early. I went downstairs to ask him for a pencil, and he, went bananas because I didn't have a pencil and I wasn't prepared. When he used to give me a hard time about how I'm always procrastinating. So it's like, I can never win. So nothing was ever enough, which is... some things I don't remember, but that is the reason why I became who I am. Pressing
me to tell her certain things. I don't think
that I don't remember.
Necessary that you hear.
But it kind of gives me the understanding of where it came from, and it's like I had a couple epiphanies.
Not like I tell her all the.
No, I mean, this is stuff that I was asking her for yesterday when we were in the car, like little examples of little things, and we won't even get into it. But that's what made me who I am, and that's what made me Some people can sit there and say, I came from this, and I can't do this, and I can't do this. And just like my picture that I posted this morning, you create where you want to go to. It does not matter. Most people...
Your past is your past. You can control your future.
And you don't have to sit there and marinate in what it was like. Because I can sit there and be like, I came from this, and I came from that, and my daddy did this to me, and I can't have what I want, and I can't be successful, and people judge me all the time, and they might look at me. I mean, I literally had a conversation with one of the mothers over at Jiu-Jitsu, and she's like, I read your story the other day that you posted on Facebook, and I had no idea. I thought that you, came from money. This is what she said to me. I thought you, came from money, and you had everything, handed to you, and you always got the chance to work out whenever you wanted to, and I was like, whoa, you got that one wrong.
Yeah, she wasn't allowed to do anything. You weren't allowed to play softball. You were excellent at
I wasn't allowed to play sports. I was pulled out of them.
Yeah, and I fought with him all the time, but he would just make your life miserable if you didn't agree with him, and he was very overpowering. So,
but it doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter now,
right.
because and literally, we were even talking in the car, and she said, "I'm so sorry for all that," and I was like, "Don't apologize. I swear to God." May God strike me dead right now. I am so glad that I went through everything that I went through, because if one person watches this video and it changes their life, meanwhile I get messages all the time that my videos and my inspiration and my consistency, and whether they leave Facebook for 2 months and then they come back, they can count on going on Facebook and seeing that Jen posts a quote and ran this morning and posted about it. I needed all that garbage to happen, and it made me who I am. And I might not look this way. I might not have him. I might not be in California. I might not have coaching with jenn.m.aguirre Fitness, and I might not be able to have clients all over the world and help people if it wasn't for what I went through. So I'm happy. It molded me into what I am today. Art and all.
Even her purple hair.
Even my purple hair and my tattoos. And all my muscles and the fact that I look like a man.
The time she got a perm and her dad yelled at her.
Yeah, well, no, she got me a perm, and then my dad didn't like it, so every chance he got, he would yell at how ugly my hair looked, and if we were going out to eat, we couldn't leave until I brushed it out. Yeah, and these are things I don't even remember. I remember having a perm, but I just don't remember him doing that. But I know Koa wants to leave and go see Mason.
That's right.
And I'm wearing my Moulin Rouge. I actually had 3 more necklaces on. I'm going to take this off because Koa wanted me to wear these. So Koa has one more message for you. And please, this was very hard for my mom to rehash and bring up. So leave your comments and tell Mama Russo, we love you. And thank you for going through what you went through. And I love you too. And we didn't cry. We made it and we didn't cry.
Yeah. Well, I'm too happy for you guys being here right now.
Koa, come here. Hurry.
I have told some things at work and cried at work. But right now,
But not now.
I'm more excited.
Okay, Koa doesn't want to give the message. You want to scream it?
No.
Do your cardio and eat healthy. Eat healthy. And do your cardio. Yes? Yes. Okay. Love you.
Bye.